Today we are going to explore a very powerful, very straightforward philosophy of life to take control of your own life. It is about an idea summarized in a single symbol, a very powerful one, the doctrine of the king's finger. But of course, to truly understand the power of this doctrine, we first need to talk about a problem that, well, I am sure many will find familiar. Let's see, who hasn't experienced this? Family, work, social media. It's as if everyone is pulling in different directions. They demand, they opine, they insist, and amidst all that noise, it is super easy to feel trapped, as if you have no right to command anything. It is a feeling of helplessness that is very, very common. But, let's see, what if there was a way to break with all of this? A symbol that suddenly concentrates all personal authority and projects it outward. Well, let's delve into this. And the curious thing is that this symbol is actually something we already possess. The time has come to reveal the central metaphor of this entire doctrine. Let's think about this for a second. We arrive in the world with 10 fingers. 10 possible paths, right? 10 options, 10 directions. And of course, this abundance of possibilities can sometimes be overwhelming. It can lead to paralysis, dispersion, and ultimately leave us without a clear course. However, despite having 10, only one of them has that innate capacity to dominate, to point, to impose a direction. True authority, in the end, is not in having a bunch of options but in a single point of command that is well focused. And here it is, the king finger. It is, no more and no less, the finger that points. Let us think about it. The other fingers hold, help, work. But they do not lead, no. The king finger is the one that charts the course, the one that turns a simple intention into an order. Alright, let's now move on to the psychology behind this gesture, which seems super simple, but is incredibly powerful. Because the simple act of pointing has so much power. When you point, you project certainty, even if inside you have doubts. A clear direction is issued for others to follow. A territory is marked, an area of influence. And, crucially, the focus of everyone is concentrated on a single point. It is an act of authority, almost primitive. It does not ask for permission, it simply acts. And this leads us to a fundamental principle of the doctrine. The king finger does not doubt, it does not wait for the perfect moment. Understand that choosing a direction and starting to walk is much more powerful than remaining paralyzed, seeking absolute certainty that, to be honest, never arrives. The power lies in the act of choosing. Okay, with this foundation clear, doctrine is built upon commandments. Some rules that are, well, very simple, direct, and, truthfully, irrefutable. And they are these. The first. The world follows the one who points. It's that simple. People crave direction. The second. You cannot lead with two hands. If everything matters, in the end, nothing matters. Authority demands focus. The third. The finger defines the limits. Where you point, a framework is created. And all the noise outside is silenced. And the fourth, which is the most decisive of all, is that those who do not point, obey. Without exception. Because, look, talking just to talk doesn't serve much purpose. Explaining too much, giving 1,000 justifications, is often perceived as weakness, as if approval were needed. However, pointing, that is an act of power. It is pure command. Action above words. Well, and so that all this does not remain in theory, the doctrine proposes a ritual. A physical gesture, super simple, to anchor this idea in the body and mind. The ritual begins like this. Imagine raising your hand. Look at it. There are the 10 fingers. Those are 10 possibilities we talked about earlier. And now, little by little, close your fist. As if concentrating all that energy, all those options, into a single point. And just from that closed fist, extend only one finger. The king finger. You can almost feel it, right? That change, that transition from possibility to decision. And now, the declaration that seals it all. This is my king finger, this is my direction, here I go. A pure affirmation, without adornments, of personal power. And all this, what for? What is the ultimate result of adopting this mindset? Well, it can be summed up in one word that everyone seeks. Respect. And here lies the key to everything. Respect is not earned by talking a lot, nor by giving endless explanations, not even by trying harder than anyone else, but without a clear direction. No. Respect is earned when a path is defined, when boundaries are set, and when one points with conviction. What truly commands respect is clarity and direction. Because the moment you extend your finger fearlessly, when you say, "Let's go there," something changes. It changes how others perceive you, of course, but, and this is the most important, it changes how you perceive yourself. So, to conclude, this is the symbol, the simplest yet most powerful tool that exists. This is power, the ability to choose a direction. And ultimately, this is authority, the right to govern one's own life. The Thunder King.